Alright, YouTube. Remember I said I was going to keep doing these updates for you. I'm just going to give you the recap on what you should and shouldn't know as my first impression on 7.4. The new god. Baba Yaga. That's what I call her. You guys already know I have my own way of calling god names. So this is just a god or any more changes? Okay, the skins. I feel like we're a little bit zoomed in, but I know you guys liked it zoomed in from what I last saw on a YouTube video. So there's 2 pages of patch notes. Chat wants me to say her name again. Baby Yaga. That's her name. So the passive is Creeping Cabin. Passives are really important usually. Baby Yaga's cabin accumulates up to 100 essence over time. When it moves and if the enemy god gets too close, Baba Yaga can approach the cabin and use the essence to gain evolving item stacks. Item with low stack count take more energy. If Baba Yaga has no stacking item, this essence heals Baby Yaga for 0.8% max health per tick. That's cool. So you're not forced to stack. You can go different ways. I think Hi-Rez has been pretty good about not making a character forced to one route of items or one way of playing. That's sick that they thought about like a second way of using the essence, where it's just HP 5 in a sense. Item stack costs 400. Item max stacks heal costs 4. Okay. It took like 5 minutes to fully stack Warlocks. That's crazy. Baby Yaga throws forward magic imbued with chaotic qualities. The magic will travel in a path of a random shape, left corner, right corner, split, or oval. So you don't know what the fuck. And leaving behind a random magical field on the ground. It flew over 4 seconds. The fields can boost friendly protections, boost friendly movement speed, lower enemy movement speed, or silence enemies. Can we go over this? Do we have like the abilities? So we can rewatch this and throw it on YouTube so I can go over it. Because reading the abilities I feel like it doesn't do much. I like seeing the abilities. We'll go back on the abilities. We'll go back. I'll make sure to get the mods. There's a UI that tells you. Yeah, I'll go over with the videos on that. So we'll just go over skins for a second right quick. That Mulan skin is fire. That Hebo skin is fire. The Zaji skin is fire. Another Hell skin, Omega lol. That Thor skin, fire. Recolor, dude. Just the Smite art team is fucking insane, bro. What the fuck is this? His Artemis skin is whack as hell, but we know all the girls are gonna buy it, so it's worth. All right, so let's see some patch notes. See some update. Wait, what? The jungle shrine now emits a protective aura around each team's respective speed and back harpies. Okay, so pro play has not officially started, but from our communication with pros and early reviewing of scrims, that's like 4 or 5 pros complaining. We have a clear evidence that the invade meta has persisted in season 7. Our goal as a assign a team was to discourage invades, but not make them impossible. Invading can be a high risk strategy that can be exciting to play or watch. And the sense just low strategy, normal, whatever. So let's see what they did. Invaders Curse. Literally Invaders Curse. That's their way to band-aid the invading. Only took 5 years. I lost the worlds because of invading. Only lasts for the first 1 minute of the match. Okay. So literally that's a big ass band-aid fix. Debuff continuously refreshes on the enemies in the area. Okay. 30% reduced healing. Standard Smite healing reduction applies to all ability item healing including potions. So you can't pop pots and run in circles around people. Unfortunate. 30%. What? What the fuck? So don't go to the opposite side of the jungle or you just fucking die. You should just make it where you take 100 tick damage per second when you cross the river. When you cross the mid part of the map. What the hell is this? They should have just said once you cross the other side of the map, you instantly die for being a prick. That's that's what they should have done. All right, we got some joust changes. I go over. I know I do have some joust lovers out there. Um, lighting, shadow, environment, bug. We don't really care about. They mean increase meaning kill reward distance from 80 to 100. That's huge. Is this only for Joust? Oh, that's confusing. Why only Joust they do this? Added XP reward scaling plus 5 per minute. Okay. Increase max HP scaling of archer minions from 5 to 10 every minute. Archers are going to be moving fire giants. Buff camps. Increase max HP scaling on all on minions. Okay, so they're just going to be way tankier. Yeah, they were really fucking squishy before. I like it that they were squishy because then you could just blow the buff up and go fight instead of just sitting there farming a buff for 2 days. Increase base cages, small camp minion. Okay, damage buff all the red. Increase base just... Wait, why these they decrease and this one increase? Okay, this makes sense. Red is the neutral camp pretty much. These are the camps that you can blow up quick on your side of the map. I like that change. I like this. Increase basic trigger 1750 to 2000 Phoenix. Fuck that, I liked it lower. Makes it funner and faster. Increase magical protection from 45 to 60. Good change. Titan was like mad squish. Especially if it only has 45 magic prots. Just 3v3. Increase base HP from 6,000 to 8,000. Titan. Oh wow. Do 1v1 6,007. So they just made the Titan stronger overall. I don't like it too much. 1,000 HP is not that much though. Increase mass HP. Demon Key 310 per minute plus 340 per minute. Okay, so it's just tanky the longer it gets in. Just 3v3. Increase max health from 1750. Okay, so obviously just a 3v3 stronger makes sense. That's the way it should be. Should be scaled depending on how many players are on the map. Are you fluent in Spanish? Yeah, I would say so. There's 2 people in lane and it's easy to get zoned off the wall wave because you're afraid to get a combo. So you could just sit on the side of the wall and get the farm. Addiction is fluent. Nah, I can speak Spanish. Lo puedo hablar. Sí, me atrabo una vez, pero me puedo defender por mucho tiempo. Y lo puedo hablar claramente. Unas palabras sí, unas veces se me olvidan las palabras, pero I can speak it. Increase damage from 150 to 170. Doesn't matter. If you walk to the other side of the map, you're useless. Honestly, that's the worst. It just looks bad, but I'm glad they... It's okay, I guess. Yeah, hog was kind of shitty. You needed to up it. 170 is fine because now it's gonna kill the side minions when you hog the back camp. Subsequent hits from the passive on the same target do 75% of the bonus damage for the next 3 seconds. But did it do 100% before? I'm confused. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. They should have said that though. They should have like put it here. You know what I mean? Yeah. First, after the first proc, it's no longer 100%. So like if you chain abilities, you're not hitting Heartseeker 100% on every ability. Makes sense. Makes sense. Good nerf. I agree with this nerf all the way. Fuck this item. You guys have heard me say mantle is broken. Now has 0.4 cast timing for the stun hits. Thank you. CC immunity still happens instantly on trigger. So you get the CC immunity. So you turn gold and then 0.4, then you stun. Makes sense. So it gives you a reaction time. Still should be nerfed more. But this is a good change in the right direction. Decrease cost from 2600 to 2500. Good change. Passive enough stacks from any target. So now you can do it on minions to get the stacks. So you can go into the fight with passive up. Makes sense. I like it. Ares buff. Oh, but this is nothing though. Decrease slow from 50 to 30%. That's whatever. Oh, self slow. Oh, never mind. This is big. This is huge. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Love it. Increase projectile speed from 80 to 120. That's a big change. Increase range from 150 to 225. Just make it purse ult. Kappa. Good change. Discordia. It's actually a really good Discordia change. I don't know if she's like She's always been kind of shitty, but I think she definitely went up in tiers with this. And maybe 1 or 2 tiers. Tomorrow I'll do a tier list with all these new changes. Decrease cooldown from 16 seconds to 14. So lower CDs on Horus, big buff. Increase from 35 to 100 hours faster in the air while selecting a target. Increase from 35 to 135% Horus now moves faster in the air while selecting a target. Damn. Motherfucker will be flying. Motherfucker's gonna go into the air and go, yeah. That's a little. That looks like a little bit overtuned. Might be a little bit overtuned there. You can TP from across the map in 0 seconds now. I'm not sure about it. I don't know. That's sketch. I have to see it in game to see the difference of 100% difference in movement speed in the air, but I think that's overtuned. Because this is literally a full TP of a team. It has to be slow. If not, the whole team can just fly from Fire Giant to Gold Fury. We will see. Because now this means you can get really far with the ult. They said it looks like a lot on paper, but it's not. Okay, that's what I was assuming. Like, on paper, it looks like a lot, but it's probably just going to be running, like, I don't know. But still a big, big change because now you can go even farther if you're going faster, correct? So, you're going to see Horus played a lot more. Val support, I'd be so happy right now. Increase is passive for from 10 to 30 seconds. Fuck Kuzembo. Anything that buffs Kuzembo, I hate. Kuzembo can now spawn multiple nanes. Fuck that. Adjust the turn radius to allow more control over turns. Fuck that. Horrible changes. Fuck Kuzembo. Increase the speed of the rollout hit area of this ability. Awesome. It needed this. While Fire's ability, Mulan's protections are increased by 30%. Good change, but not good enough. Like, yeah, she's tankier when she's doing it, but she's still a standing target, so it doesn't even matter in my opinion. Good changes. It helps her. It definitely helps her, but I don't think it's enough to make her top tier, A tier at least. She's probably still B tier. Her ult, she's just a sitting duck. And in late game fights, you can't be a sitting duck. This ability now provides 10. Oh, it provides power. Ooh, and magical power. What? That's crazy. And that's not a little bit, guys. That's a good chunk. 30 physical power. That's a full crush right there. Is Crusher 40 or 30? I think it's 30. Holy shit. Magic? I feel like Magic should have scaled a little bit harder, huh? It's gonna be 30 physical. How's it only gonna be 40 magical? Should have been like 60 or 50 magical. Scylla. Fix an issue where Crush would not apply protection reduction to slow immune targets. No wonder I wasn't owning. Only impacts last rank. Okay, Scylla is now cannot refire the ability even when under CC or while dead. Okay, that's crazy. That's actually a huge buff right there. I've always done the combo of 2 ults when I land a root. But that's crazy. That's a huge buff to Scylla. Huge buff. And while dead is I think that's where the buff is, because you die sometimes and Crush is just sitting there where it could have turned the fight. Such nice art.
And we wanted to let this be a persistent thing on the battlefield that kind of followed her around, like kind of creeps along the battlefield. You can see as I move away, it's gonna start kind of moving towards me.
Wow.
Yep, it's up.
Oh, he's got so much personality awesome. in a living house. You know, he's like pops up and is like, "Oh, don't leave me."
Let me lower that.
And the goal of this is basically as it's running around the map, it's accumulating essence for Baba Yaga. So it's not just kind of idling around. You can see on the passive meter that purple bar there. If I were to get hurt, so real quick.
I want to see how the essence works exactly.
Normally, I don't actually get to talk while typing all this stuff. You get to do the click clacks.
We're filming this from home because we're still doing that, and you know. Thank you everyone for bearing with us as we try some new things.
400 damage, the purple
you can
bar.
See as I take damage, that energy kind of drains, and I get some health back, which is part of the passive. So as
Yeah, the
so it's
house-
Because she has no
basically
stack.
like a
Because
backup
she's not stacking anything, so
but it's
she
not
gets the HP 5 from
It's a home
energy.
away from home.
I mean the essence. And how do you get essence?
is definitely that. You can see as it's running around, it's getting a little bit more energy, but it has an extra component there that might change how you build Baba Yaga. So I'm gonna quickly back. Let's go buy, I don't know, maybe a warlock staff. That seems like that'd be good.
That seems fitting to her,
Yeah.
at least thematically.
So I'm gonna approach the cabin. It should be running towards me. Yep, there it is. And let's see what the energy does here. And I have
Stacks.
Six
Oh my
stacks.
gosh.
6.
So the energy is first trying to accumulate into stacking items.
It builds
if you
over
have a
time, but
stacking
closer
item,
to enemies the
you have
faster.
a warlock staff,
So if
you
you're
have
just
a
near
protection,
enemies,
you have a
it just
character.
gains over time while the house is sitting. But the house has to be near enemies, or the character needs to be near the
The
enemies.
amount of energy it takes scales off the stack count, so you can't just get 10 stacks of Hide of the Urchin for free.
Right, the tougher
Um,
ones.
Yeah, so you can see I'm getting pretty good stacks of warlock staff, but it would take nearly a full energy bar to get a stack of Karen's coin, for example, Karan's coin.
Right.
Yep. And so if you don't have any stacking items or you're hurt, it'll actually use a heal instead. So you can use.
It
some more
prioritizes the heal.
items.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so Baba Yaga is a mage, by the way.
Yes.
And her passive is the Creeping Cabin, which has this really unique pet type of mechanics where you can't really control exactly where it runs. It also gets startled by enemies, right?
Yeah, so I can actually run it to these Odin bots.
And
it's
if you
not
get near it when it's charged up, it'll try to give you item stacks, or if you don't have item stacks, it'll try to heal you. Does it do anything else?
Oh, so you can see when it gets near this Odin real quick, right? That little
Little
tether of
link.
purple energy. This is actually giving the cabin more and more energy. So if enemies
Yeah,
are
look at
around
the
for
stacks
too
going
long,
up.
You can see I'm getting like a lot more warlock stack or warlock.
Holy shit!
staff
So you could just sit
stacks,
mid and just get
because
mad
enemies are
stacks.
nearby because it's draining essence from them. They're getting a small power reduction for this.
Okay, so they get a little debuff and you gain stacks. But yeah, being near 2 gods for this long is pretty uncommon in gameplay.
Yeah,
but, so
because
you're getting a
if you
lot
get-
of stacks here, but.
If you get too close, the cabin is.
Oh, there he goes. Oh no.
Yeah, it didn't like that I spawned something on top of it.
Yeah, I
but
was
you
a
can
little
see if an enemy
confused with the
gets
spawn.
if an enemy gets too close, it's
It
just gonna run
it definitely
away. So
does
enemies
give
might
the
be
position of you
getting
away at all
laser,
times.
Or if they're draining essence, they want to get rid of it.
That is
Like,
true.
letting the cabin
Like
go.
you, it just anywhere you're going. If you see the house, you know she's rotating left. You know she's rotating right. So her rotations are gonna be way harder to and really easy to
You
track.
see a few other temp assets in here. You know, we're working from home. Things are all coming together greatly, but a few things are going to be streaming in throughout PTS. So.
All right, let's go to the abilities already.
One that
Let's
looks
go,
very
man.
interesting.
So first ability
All right,
is
thank you.
Wild Witchcraft. You can see that this targeter is different than maybe when I used it before. It's a kind of like a right L shape, and it has some kind of throsty effects. When I fire this,
That was awesome.
the
The
projectile
effects
is
was
going
sick.
to travel that path. And you can see my passive meter is now changed to kind of a purple L with an X, and this is actually a silence field. So projectile has a path and it has a field it leaves behind, and they're both rolled randomly every single time you cast this ability. So we got right L silence.
Getting a lot of L's,
Yep, right L protection.
just like my weekend.
There you go. Now we have a different
Yeah,
shape.
it's a circle.
So now we have a circle that is a
Oval.
slow field. Yeah, oval.
Right. So this is one of the most unique random effects.
I don't
in
know,
all
but
of
it-
Smite,
this-
and that's
it
mentioned
looks
on the
cool.
intro. Kind of
It
Baba's
seems like
personality
everything is cool
being
about
kind
it,
of
but on
interpreted
paper it
as
doesn't seem like that's
chaotic,
gonna be
and
easy to
that's
hit
where
spells
we
with.
Translated that into these chaotic spells.
Yep. And you can see that there's a slow field and a silence field which debuff your enemies. But there's also these protection and movement speed
It's too RNG based.
that if we can get them to roll. See, here's a protection field. When I stand inside of it, as an ally, I get bonus protections for being inside this, and it persists for a little bit after I leave. In this one,
So
I
how
can
do you
actually
choose
move
what you
fast
wanna
right
do?
in this field. So
Nice.
sometimes you roll helpful effects to help your teammates, and sometimes you roll harmful effects to hurt your enemies. And playing around that and playing around with the different shapes and different hit areas.
How do you control that? Is if
Normally,
it's
like,
literally
the
RNG?
55 range, you wouldn't be able to hit this Odin. If you aim it to the right, and you mess around with that shape a little bit, you get some extra range. And so learning these shapes is going to be a very interesting part of
I
her.
gotta say, in playtesting, that is like one of the most fun things to do with her. You're like aiming off to the side, and the opponent's like, "Oh, okay, no problem," and then it just takes a right turn at you. You gotta always be on your toes, and I love how Baba always knows what she's gonna cast next, so
Yes.
she can always be prepared. But as an enemy, you never really know what she's gonna be throwing at you.
Yeah, but still.
definitely playing into the randomness and the chaotic nature of Baba Yaga. It's super cool. And
It's cool.
speaking
We'll
of
see. We'll see how it
randomness,
is.
let's go
What
ahead
I
and
see
move
it being
into
a problem
Baba's
is just
next
not going to be that
ability,
effective,
Baba's
but we'll
Brew.
see.
Yep. So when Baba's Brew lets her actually use her mortar and pestle to craft a potion, and the ingredients that she throws in the potion are random. So you can see when I hit the button, I kind of brew this potion, and this one is.
Can you cancel
let's
it?
See, 2 Eyes of Newt, 2 Dragon Scales, and 1 Wolf Tooth, which is basically each ingredient's going to empower this potion in a different way. So you can see when I throw that potion, it goes out.
You're gonna be
explodes,
fucking
it's gonna
playing
do
Ratchet and
damage.
Clank
For
mid-game
each
of
red
Smite.
ingredient or Eye of Newt, it's going to increase the damage of it a little bit. For each scale of dragon, it's
You
going
can pocket
to add
it?
a slow to
Okay,
it.
that's
and this
good.
slow will stack in intensity per ingredient. And for each green ingredient or wolf tooth, you actually get a power reduction and attack speed slow applied to your enemies that are hit by this. So when I throw this one, it's a normal potion damage. It's been amplified a little bit by a red ingredient, and this is going to heavily slow that Odin. I believe
that's
it's
crazy.
that's what 12.5%. So that was a 50% slow applied to
12
that.
12.5 times 4.
So you can see I brew these potions and I get these different ingredients, and when I play around with these different ingredients, I'm going to apply different debuffs or deal more
As a
damage based on
consumable?
what I get. But that's not all. You can be like, hey, this potion is pretty good. I might want to save it for later. I don't really have a use for it right now.
And if you press C, it comes back?
So you cancel it or you refire the ability, and now it's in your consumable slot. And you can see here, this
What?
is a temp icon.
Yes.
But-
Okay.
So again, we're working from home. We're trying to get all this in for PTS so you guys can play with it. Temp icon for now, but you can see I have this potion in my consumable slot. If I use it, it pops right back out, and I can use it again.
That is so cool. So she can pocket it and save it for later.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Which
That's
actually
definitely
lets
awesome.
her. You can only pocket 1 potion at a time now, but then you can essentially in the future you can pocket 1, and then wait until your cooldown is up, and then throw the one.
That's
from your
actually
pocket
sick that you
and
could
throw
just
the one you
pocket it.
brewed
That's actually
back to
super
back,
smart.
which is a pretty strong power.
I was already thinking this is
Yep,
super
and you can
weak.
see I have a potion out right now, and I also have a potion in my consumable slot.
So you can
swap
2-2?
between them at will, so I can just bring out the one that suits the situation.
And then double toss.
And then I can throw
Oh,
one out,
that
pop
double
another
toss
one, throw it
nade.
out. So there's a lot a lot of flexibility in this move.
That's pretty
A
sick.
lot of learning and a lot of practice. Like when you learn to not just quick throw, when you get one of those super slow potions and save that for when you're in trouble, or when you get one of those super damage ones and save that for when you really need it, that is how you go from a good Baba player to a great Baba player.
So you can see, oop, cabin, hello.
He got his paths around a little randomly, which is also intentional too, right?
Full
Yes,
stacks.
he has some random pathing because when you walk around the map,
I could see that
it's
being a
going to
thing. The
follow
one
you, so it
doesn't
might
look
give
that
you
that
some
good to
information
clear
your
waves. So
plans. It has some
double
random ones
pots,
that you
double
can see kinda
potion looks like
triggered
it'd be
there,
better.
so that you don't always know where the cabin is kind of going and what direction it's heading towards.
I would
You
say
can
that's definitely
see-
better.
Yep. So you can see now I have another potion I can cast. I brew one. I'm going to use the other one that I had stored. I'm going to throw that one and bring this one out, throw that one. So that's how this ability functions. You get a whole bunch of random ingredients. If you find a potion that you think you're
Yeah,
gonna use for
definitely
later, so let's say
pop
you
in
get
a 2
5 damage
in
potions.
well.
No, I have to save this for the team.
Unless the base damage on the
Right.
one is really, really
You can
high
copy
for
that
level
one and
1,
save it
the
for
the better
the
start is to
team.
2 store
Man,
2
I have
and then
the biggest
double
smile on
nade
my
speed
face
or double
already.
nade the
For
wave.
sure, yeah. I'm loving this recurring theme of like the randomness. Baba Yaga always knows what's about to happen.
Throw it, it's going to have a blue bit of explosion in it. So there's some definitely other Yeah, 221. It has most colors in here. Jump into the mortar for protection, and then while you're inside, Baba Yaga builds up magic that explodes, sending her flying off in a direction, or damaging people that are nearby, right?
Wow, that's
Yeah,
actually
this
the sickest
ability is
game.
so fun to use. It's
Okay.
kind of a risky damage ability where you kind of dive in with the.
But you
with the
get
warm
wherever
up
you're
and then turn
facing
and
is where you
burst
pop
yourself
up.
Out.
Oh,
It's so
wherever your
wacky.
marker is. That's
It's a
actually
really
pretty
unique
cool.
movement ability.
It's
It
pretty
gives
far,
her
too.
Strong protective stats while she's in.
Sounds like a waste of
side
gold
of
for the first
mortar,
wave.
But she still can be interrupted.
You could
right?
you
On,
could
like,
just you could do
stuns,
boot star with 1
silences,
mana pot and have 2
cripples,
nades.
Yes, she has knockback protection, which
Okay,
is the
but
only
that's it.
protection she has. So so if I get stunned here, if I get crippled, or if I get silenced,
Oh, you're
it's going to
done.
end the effect.
So it's a delayed
now-
grab.
And
It's
put
It's a
it on
del-
cooldown.
That's kind of
Correct,
scary. That's
put
a
on
that's a
cooldown. So there's
delayed
counterplay
dash.
to this ability.
Reminds me a lot of
Baba Yaga has to be
Rajin.
careful with
She's
the
gonna have a
time
lot of
she's
problems
using
like
this ability
Rajin.
to make sure that she's not stunned out in a bad spot.
Right. the
'Cause
other
you're
day
gonna
I
get
was
that
protecting
animation
Baba,
is
I
so
got
long.
ganked by Kali, and I tried to quick blast off, and Kali just stunned me out of it, and I was like, uh-oh. bad timing. So you really have to be a little careful.
If
when
you
you're gonna
dash
fire
and
this
you
to
get
be
CC
very,
during that,
rarely
you're
matched
done.
this
You're 100% dead every time. I don't know where ult is though, so.
Yep,
Yeah.
really
'Cause-
cool stuff going on.
Because 1 and
This
2ing
move
isn't gonna get you
also
out.
Feels really good because you get a little bit of a movement speed
Yeah,
boost.
she does get movement speed.
Because you're jumping into
Yeah,
the
so you
corner,
could juke a
and that
lot.
helps you like maybe close the distance to get in range for damage or juke a little bit. So there's a lot of like small subtle things on this ability to help it feel really.
Alright, that's
good to
pretty
use as well.
cool. I like her 3.
It just fits her
That's-
tone and her theme.
that's my
really well,
favorite
too,
her
'cause you know
ability
you
right
really
now.
have a little bit of
Stab.
I see her
Oh,
ult.
that's awesome.
Okay, so it looks like she goes into her
On the
house.
ground that creeps after enemies. So you can
You go
see
in the
here,
house.
I'm in here. I get 4 shots of the switch fire, and if I throw it, lands, explodes, and it also chases opponents down.
Oh, that's awesome.
It chases opponents.
So not
Holy
only when
shit.
it first fires,
So it's homing?
some pretty impressive damage. But if you get people stuck in it, if they're CC'd, or if they just can't get away, they're gonna take continual burning damage from this effect.
Now Baba is fully attackable and vulnerable while she's in the cabin. She just gets a little bit of a
She
health
reminds me a
shield.
lot of Rajin.
Correct.
She's
You
gonna
get a
have the
small
same
health
problems
shield
as
and
Rajin
kick
and
the cabin,
Scylla.
providing her some extra
During your
protection.
ult, you're so
But
free.
She's CC immune, but she can be entirely damaged. She can be killed.
She's
in this
CC immune.
state.
Yeah, just
She
like
has to
Rajin
be
and
a little bit
Scylla.
careful when she's playing with this ability, because if she just jumps into the enemy team and they burn her down, she can definitely be killed.
And you can see a little bit of there of the cabin jumping around.
Yeah, so pretty much what I think my overview of her is that she reminds me a lot of Rajin. She does have pretty decent damage. Double nade toss, has a lot of soft CC, which was said in chat. A lot of slows. The RNG is the only thing I don't like too much about her. And her ult is good. It looks like it does good damage from far. I think the fact that, look how far it is, you know what I mean? I think that's really good. And it's AoE, so it helps you hit the other ones because you're forced to try to juke the second part of the ult, which is it drops and then it runs at you. So it sets up your other ult, your next shot. It looks like it could be a strong mage. I think once you try to learn the RNG, and I think it's just a lot of practice with the character, but that's about it. That's all I think about her. Her 3 is a little sketch. It's a cool ability, but you can definitely just easily get stunned during it, and then you're just done. But outside of that, yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting. You can stack the fires on the ult. Yeah, I'm sure you can. You can just keep tossing them, and it keeps. Yeah, the fire just keeps. I see it keep ticking. So yeah, definitely a very sick character. I'm excited to play it. Cooldown 90 seconds. Burn damage. Why is there double burn damage? Oh, burst damage, burn damage. My bad. Shield health. Should you get a shield when you're in the house? That's actually sick. If that's the case. Why is there a shield health? Is there a shield when you're in the ult? Oh shit. You're definitely gonna love Gem of ISO. That's actually sick. Okay, never mind. The ult's better than... You can die while ulting? Yeah, but the fact that you get a shield just makes her kind of like a better Rajin in ult form. So other skins, what is this? 7.3 bonus update notes. Okay, live April 7th. That bracket skin's fucking sick. Susanna skin, it's pretty cool. The ghost, this is horrible. Oh my god, this is a new Sobek skin that I'm gonna use. It's gonna be tough though. I love the shark and the Australian one, but this one's sick Sobek skin. Holy shit. And which one? So this is earlier than the other one. It's 7.3. We just talked about 7.4 if I'm not mistaken, right? Bonus balancing is behind so different. Confused on what is going on live. We're changing process to improve that. Bonus balance going for only meta nerfs for top gods. Okay, because SPL is about to start, so they want to make sure to touch up everything. Decrease physical power buff from Echo. Exactly what they needed to do on this character. Fuck that character getting extra power off the Screech. They halved it. Level 1. Minus 10. Yeah, just minus 10, negative 10 all the way throughout. That's good. Increase cooldown from, okay, thank the god, 15 seconds. So it's hard, so you can't use it all the time. Even late game, it doesn't get that strong, so that's really good. And it's slow immunity from only one. This is a huge nerf. Huge. Chat. All right, Cuckoo, I think is gonna be no longer played after this. He's definitely dropped off a lot. Increase projectile speed from 150 to 120. All right, someone high res just likes purse. Oh, decrease. Okay. That's her 1, right? I don't even remember. Whatever. Anything that's slowed down from her, I'll take. Decreased magical power scaling bubble damage from 40 to 30%, lowering her damage. Good. Adjusted slow duration on bubble from 1.2 to 1.4 seconds all rank. Wow, that's a big nerf. Holy shit. Decreased magical power scaling on Moonstrike. Inner damage 45 to 40%. Wow, they're hitting her hard. Holy shit. It is not that bad. Decreased magical power scaling on mending under 20 to 15%. Wow, she got hit. Like these two are not too bad, but all of it together is a huge hit to Jamoja. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to kill Cuckoo. I'm down for this character to be deleted from the game. This character got hit hard though. So she doesn't do that much damage anymore. And the slow duration from 1.4 used to be 2 seconds. That's huge, bro. And because she throws, you gotta think about it. She throws a ton of them too, and she throws like 2 or 3. So that's how you're able to CC chain. Slow for 2 seconds, then stun, then slow again for 2 seconds, then stun. Damn, good changes all around. I would say good changes all around. I feel like she should get hit harder though. But outside that, I think good changes. Definitely good changes. 7.3 and 7.4. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Love you guys. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Thank you, chat, for being involved.